Hey folks, welcome to Jonah Guitars. Dane here. This evening here in the shop I'm going to be pulling some frets out of a 65 00 18 Martin, and I'm just going to show you how I do it, and I'll just kind of narrate it as I go. Just going to pull a couple frets out on the video here. Alright, so I'm using my my handy dandy trusty shop made fret pullers. And these are a standard set of end nippers. These happen to have been purchased at Ace Hardware once upon a time, many moons ago. And basically I just ground the top down. Normally on end nippers you have a little V that occurs in the top. Well, now the only little V is on the underside of that cut, the underside, and the top is flat. Now that's no good for cutting wire, or especially harder wire, or even fret wire, because that will just nick this this top edge. It's very delicate now, but it works great for getting under a fret end. You can buy these at luthier supply places like StuMac or LMI, or there's actually a handful of other places now that you can do that. And so I'm going to heat the fret up, and once I do that, I just put the leading corner here of the end nipper right at the fret, and I just start squeezing it together a little bit. And I'm already picking the fret up, but I don't want to take a chance on chipping the board. This is rosewood, and they actually pull a lot nicer out of rosewood than they do out of ebony, for instance. Ebony is very brittle. I also have my hot glue pot, which I just heated up some water in, and I normally just use cold water and run cold water next to the frets. But and then touch the top of the fret with a heating soldering iron and just heat it up, and that that softens the wood. There's oils in these types of woods, rosewood especially. But you heat these frets up, and with the water, it creates steam, which creates it softens the wood up and makes the wood fibers much more pliable. So you can back these frets out without pulling a lot of wood up. I've already done the frets over the extension here, and I may have already gotten some video on that. And then I pulled out the first fret as well. I don't remember why I pulled out the first fret, just because I can, I guess. So I'm just dipping the brush. Now I got a paper towel handy here too. I don't want this thing swimming, but I do want to get enough water that it'll kind of go down in that groove, and it did. And then just going to heat it up. I'm also, I might have to change hands just so I don't block the camera here, but I would normally do this the other direction. And that's just my heat pot telling me that it's at the temperature I set it for. So actually I'm going to start down here on this end. And I always have to kind of be careful not to lay the iron down too far, because I tend to do that, and then I burn the fretboard, and that's not good. Although I'm going to be taking some wood off of this fretboard. If I were trying to do this without re-sanding the board, then a burn obviously wouldn't be a good thing. As you can see, I'm already moving my way across the board here, and it's coming out very, very easily with no difficulty whatsoever. And there's that guy, and I'm going to just rub that slot just to get the moisture off of it. Not that it's not going to have plenty of time to dry. I usually actually just thought about using this brush with the hotter water on it, and I normally use a Q-tip or something, and the brush is actually quite a nice way to go. Lays it right in there. So even after you do stuff a whole bunch of times, you can stumble across better, cleaner ways to do it. I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. I'm going to let that heat up a little more. Very nice, no chipping at all. One more for your viewing pleasure. And this is a little weird. I'd rather use my left hand on the nippers and my right hand on the iron, but like I said, so as not to block the screen here. You can see it really doesn't take all that long to heat this fret up. And between the combination of the 150 degree water and the iron on the fret, they come right out of there, nice and slick. All right. So I don't know how long that was, but there's 3 frets out. Sweet. All right. I'm gonna just turn you off and get back to work here. All right. So all the frets are out. That just took a few minutes, and I'm gonna set this thing up in the neck jig. And get the board sanded out. So hey guys, thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it, and there'll be more to come. We'll keep it going. All right, thank you folks.